What is going on, everyone? It is Garrett and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about creating invoices on PayPal. Now this is huge because invoices is going to bring your professionalism up to a whole nother level. It's going to provide security for your service, and there's just a whole bunch of different things that I want to get into in this video. So basically this video is going to be dedicated to artists of any sort or anyone that's selling a service. You know, for example, since we're designers, we're selling them our freelance, we're doing a logo for someone, a Twitch package, whatever the case might be. You could be cleaning someone's house. It's basically the same thing. You just have to understand that if you're selling a service, that this is going to work for you. And the main reason why I'm actually doing this is just to educate you guys and becoming more professional. And I just want to help you guys avoid those annoying disputes and chargebacks, because I get messages all the time, you know, Garrett, this guy charged back money, he's like, how do I fix it? And the first thing I do ask is if you guys create an invoice, because we are covered by a seller protection and it's just a lot easier to go through. So for a disclaimer in the beginning of the video, even if you can create an invoice, if you don't fulfill it correctly, the client has 100% the right to dispute the payment, and they'll most likely win the case. So if you're going to be creating this invoice, you have to be very careful with what you say, and you have to be very, very professional in every single aspect of it. So the reason why we're going to be creating an invoice, it's pretty influential on anything. You know, for starters, it makes it very hard, you know, almost impossible for the client to actually charge back if the product was completed as the invoice stated. It's just very, very professional, like I've been saying, and then it gives you and the client some insurance on the money. And the reason why that insurance is there is there's a few little bit issues with this. So unlike sending the money friends and family, what you guys usually do, PayPal takes a 2.9% fee along with the 30-cent transaction fee with every invoice created. But you know, if you're going to take this 2.9% fee and just take it as an insurance deposit, and just, you know, it basically like paying insurance on your money. You know, if you're doing a client for $100, God forbid you lose a few dollars and you don't get charged back, whether you do friends and family and you get the $100 exactly and they can charge back, so you have to take it in a different kind of aspect of that kind of realm. So let's hop right into PayPal. I'm going to basically show you guys how to properly create an invoice for a client, along with the best template that I could come up with everyone that's going to be universal for everything. So when you go up to PayPal, you want to click on Create Invoice, which is going to be on the Send and Request tab, right next to Request Money. And you're going to go to right here in the top and you're going to hit Create. So when you get onto here, if you guys have never been onto a invoice tab, it's going to look a little bit weird to you. What you want to do right here is go to My Templates and you want to click on Create a New Template. The reason behind this is because we're going to be making a dedicated template for you guys to use. That's going to be universal basically for everything. So really quickly, I do want to just go through things and change it. The due date, you want to just change it to due on a date specified. If you guys are going to choose a date, if it's going to be due a week from now, you should probably click that. I usually put no due date because a lot of my work, since logos and stuff like that, people need it either really fast or we have to work on different concepts and stuff like that. So it really depends on the client itself. You want to go down to Customize right here, change the quantity to amount only since we're only serving one amount. You can hit this Add and Remove Detail. You can take away tax if you guys are not collecting tax on this. If you guys are going to put a discount right there, the date, invoice discount, of course take that away, and of course shipping, because we don't need either of those. And then right here next to it is going to be the currency. Mine is just going to be US dollars. So basically we're going to be leaving this blank now. We're going to go down here, we're going to click Allow Customer to add a tip, just because if the customer is doing a very good job to us, or we're, you know, providing them the best we can, that means that they're going to be, you know, obligated, or even maybe feel like giving you a little bit of a tip, even if it's a few dollars, guys. You know, a few dollars can go a long way. So right here on the bottom is going to be the most important thing, and the reason I'm saying this is because this is going to be basically where you're going to state your refund policy. And the note to the recipient is not really that important, it's just kind of like a thank you message, but the terms and conditions is huge. So this basically you're going to state whether the client is allowed redos, you know, what happens if they try to dispute the money, and how you'll be working on the product itself. So I created a template for you guys to use. It's going to be in the description below. I'm going to read it off to you. I'm just going to paste it into my terms and conditions. So what I said was, with the purchase of a product, The client will be granted, sketches or previews of the work the entire time. If the client is not satisfied with his or her work once we finish, they're allowed one total redo. Once we initiate the redo, the client will no longer be granted a refund on his or her money. If the client accepts the file, there will be no refunds allowed. By setting this payment, and then I'm going to put like the client's name, hereby accepts the terms and conditions of hiring me to complete a service. If he or she attempts to refund the money at any time without cause, they will be breaking our terms and conditions, forfeiting their work, and being denied a refund of any amount. So it's kind of very, general, but it gets my point across very clearly. They're allowed to redo if they have to have it. There's no refunds on their money if we do a redo. If they don't like the work the first time, they want the money back, I just send it back, no questions asked. But if they try to dispute the money, the terms and conditions gets broken, the money is mine, just stuff like that. And then I have, things in brackets here, so I'm going to be changing that with the product we're going to be making the invoice for. Just leave it like that for now, and then when I go back into this a little bit later, you guys are going to understand why I have it there. So for the note to recipient, I also created a little template for you guys. And it's basically very, nice and stuff like that. It's a generous thank you message gives them an incentive for hiring you to complete a service. So here's my message. I say, thank you for hiring me to complete your, and then I put product here. I will try to provide you with nothing but the best and original work. If you have any questions or would like to hire me again, feel free to email me. And then I have my email at the bottom. Of course, you have to change that to yourself. So now that we have that done, you can add a memo to yourself, the recipient won't see that, but basically everything else you want to just basically leave the same. You can click right here on save template and just label this like client for graphic design, and you can make it the default template if you want, hit save. So now that you have that done, it's time to create this for a specific client. So the first thing you're going to need is their name and last name. So the first name, last name, for example, mine's Garrett Malone. Basically whoever you're creating this for is going to have a first and last name. You want the email address to go with their PayPal account. Now the reason behind that is because you're not accepting money, you have to send a request out to collect the money. So I'm going to be sending this to my other PayPal account, so it's going to be pay@garrettmalone.com. Now this is my PayPal email address. You can use the client's, of course. You do not want to use your own in here. This is the bill to account. So if you're going to be billing multiple customers, you guys can also click on this right here. For the CC, you don't even need to bother with that if you're going to be sending it to one person. So for the item name, we're going to be making this for a logo design. So I'm going to put Garrett Malone. So I'm always going to put the first and last name. I'm going to put a semicolon and be like logo design. Now the reason I'm putting the first name and the last name on the description is because I want this to be dedicated to the single person. If they want like a G concept for the detailed description, you want to put something like with this purchase, comma, the client will receive a custom G logo for their brand. Of course, making sure you spell everything right. Luckily enough, I had this Google Chrome extension called Grammarly. It's really helpful. Sometimes just a little extra menu drops down, you can click out of that. For the amount, we'll just put $100 just for the sake of this. And then if you're going to be doing like a half payment type of thing, you can click allow partial payment, and of course, do 50 USD for half the 100. And then go down here to your little terms and conditions and note to recipient, and you can say, thank you for hiring me to complete your logo. You can leave that the same. And I said with the purchase of a logo, the client will be granted. And now if it's both, you put like sketches and previews of the work the entire time. You can read all that kind of stuff, and then it says right here, by sending this payment, and then you're gonna put Garrett Malone, and then you could put in like brackets or parentheses or anything like that, be like the client hereby accepts the terms and conditions. So basically that's really it. You want to look this over. If you want to attach any files such as like a thank you meme or something like that, you definitely can. Right here you can update or add or remove a profile picture which looks a little bit more professional, invoice number, invoice date, stuff like that. It's very basic. And then right here before you send it, you can click preview, and then it's basically going to pop up, and you're going to be totally allowed to look this over, read it over, make sure that it's 100% what you want. And then if you're 100% okay with this, you can go over to send, click send, and then you guys have basically created your first professional invoice. So that's going to be it for today's video. I do hope this helped, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys like this kind of videos, you guys like this kind of theme and stuff like that. I try to do a little bit more of an editing scheme on this, so let me know if it's okay. If not, I'll just go back to my old ways of using very basic transitions and stuff. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope to see you guys in my next video, and of course, it's been Garrett. Peace out.